welcome to this episode of Security Journal UK Leaders in Security podcast series. I'm your host, Eve Goode, and I'm the digital content editor of SJ UK. On today's episode, I'm joined by Rebecca Webber, Academy Lead Instructor of Black Onyx Academy, who is going to discuss all things training and close protection. Rebecca, it's great to have you on today's episode. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome. And I'd like to get our listeners a little bit more familiar with you and the Black Onyx Academy. So could you tell me about your role at the company and what the company actually does, please?
Okay, so Black Onyx Academy, we're a UK-based professional training provider. We specialise in security and safety courses for individuals and organisations. We deliver Security Industry Authority, the SIA training, including close protection, door supervisor, security officer courses, as well as first aid and hostile environmental training to meet the industry standards and real world demands. We're Highfield accredited training centre, so we offer qualifications across the security and safety disciplines. Our courses blend practical and scenario-based learning with professional development. We also run community initiatives like Save a Life Today, our assault workshop focused purely on knife crime awareness, conflict management and emergency first aid. The Academy supports learners beyond certificates with ongoing mentorship and networking opportunities. In short, it's a training academy orientated towards preparing people for practical, accredited roles in security protection and emergency response. I'm an ex-military medic, and the team within Black Onyx are all veterans. So we're a veteran-led company.
Lovely. So now that I'm a bit more familiar with you and our listeners are a little bit more familiar with you, did you want to just jump straight into the questions?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay, lovely. So firstly, I wanted to talk to you about close protection and the courses that the Academy runs. So could you start by telling me who is best suited for your close protection training, whether that's veterans, existing security professionals or individuals that are new to the industry?
So the Academy courses is best for close protection. The people who thrive in the veteran security courses are former service members who want to transfer their military discipline, situation awareness and leadership into the private security world, especially those that are aiming in roles in protective services, risk management or security operations.
So could you tell me a little bit about Black Onyx Academy's Level 3 Close Protection course and the key skills participants want to develop and who BOA recommend this course to?
So Black Onyx, the key skills that we cover in that course are situation awareness and threat detection, risk assessment and advanced planning, protective formations and escort procedures, conflict management and de-escalation drills, surveillance awareness and counter-surveillance, communication under pressure, radio, verbal, hand signals, things like that, emergency response, medical evacuation, crisis handling. We also do the driver skills training, protective and advanced, that's ROSPA, and we've got the professional conduct and client etiquette and leadership and dynamic environments within team working.
So obviously Black Onyx has a lot of different courses. Could you just tell me about the CP refresher program and what it includes? So how does this help learners to maintain SIA competence?
Okay, so the close protection refresher focus on keeping, obviously, the operators sharp, making sure that their SIA is compliant and ready for, obviously, deployment. It typically includes legal and SIA updates to maintain license competency, risk assessment refreshers and threat identification, protective duties review like the foot drills, MBUS, DBRUS, client management, conflict management again, surveillance, emergency procedures like first aid updates, extraction, incident response, operational communication and team coordination. And also we do scenario-based exercises and live deployments.
So I wanted to just ask you quickly before we move on, why do you think that close protection remains such a crucial part of security in today's world?
So the world's got a little bit more unpredictable. The people who work in the public eye, maintain high value assets, or make high impact decisions are exposed to more and more risks than ever before. Close protection stays crucial because obviously it mitigates personal threats in a time rising, targeting crime, harassment, and hostile situation. It protects business continuity, so it keeps the individual safe. And then also it gives clients confidence to operate freely without constantly looking over their shoulder.
So I wanted to also talk about the importance of ROSPA accredited training and why it's crucial to those who work or are planning to work in the industry. Could you tell me what the value of having ROSPA accredited training is, and how does this accreditation boost safety, compliance and operational outcomes for organisations and businesses?
So ROSPA is crucial for anyone entering health and safety or security industry because it sets the benchmark for safety standards and practices. It's important with credibility and recognition, risk reduction, so it prevents accidents and injuries and core responsibility, legal and regulatory alignment, practical skills. ROSPA courses emphasize real world application, ensuring workers respond effectively to emergencies and hazards. And also employers value staff who understand and can implement ROSPA's safety principles, which can enhance employability and promotion aspects. In short, anyone entering security, first aid and safety, ROSPA knowledge isn't optional, it is a benchmark.
So apologies for that. I had called it the long name when actually it's just ROSPA. How does ROSPA accredited training integrate into your wider course portfolio? And what benefits does this bring to learners pursuing a career in security?
So the portfolio again works alongside specific security training because it fits within the first aid, the first aid modules, ensuring participants are competent in the response and casualty care, the health and safety, scenario-based learning. Within ROSPA, the realistic simulation showing how safety and security intersect in real world deployments, continuous development. ROSPA courses can supplement SIA or close protection training, keeping practitioners updated on best practices in workplace safety.
So moving on from ROSPA, could you tell me a little bit about the First Aid at Work course that Black Onyx offers and how this supports organisations and businesses in meeting their workplace safety requirements, please?
Okay, so with the First Aid at Work course, we train people to handle the most common workplace medical emergencies with confidence. Participants learn how to assess a casualty, give CPR, use an AED, manage bleeding, fractures, burns, shock, etc., to illnesses like heart attacks, strokes and seizures. It's all about practical hands-on skills so someone can act professional until help arrives.
Lovely. So looking ahead, now that we've come to the end of our podcast, I wanted to just ask you, what are some industry trends or challenges that you see shaping the security sector? And why is the type of training that Black Onyx delivers critical for building the next generation of security professionals?
There's a whole wave of shifts rolling through the security world right now. Some exciting, some a bit of a headache. The big challenges shaping the security sector would include tech outpacing people, like the likes of AI, surveillance, drones. Things like that are great, and they demand operators who can actually interpret and manage them. I would say the rise in targeted threats from online harassment spilling into the real life world via social media and criminal networks. Skill shortages, getting experienced, disciplined personnel is harder, and retention isn't always easy. Global instability, travel risks, political tensions, unpredictability hotspots mean broader training and faster adaptability. The world is more cyber physical, so breaches don't stay in one lane anymore. So digital threats now create real world vulnerabilities. Basically, the job's getting smarter, faster, and more complex, and the industry has to keep up with it.
Well, I think that's all we've got time for today, Rebecca. But it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the podcast today. So thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, lovely.
Thank you also to our listeners for joining me on today's episode of Security Journal UK Leaders in Security podcast series. I've been your host, Eve Goode, and please keep your eye and your ear out for our next episode coming very soon.